Yes.
This place is a blast. Oh.
It's not your first time?
No, this is my second time. This is my sophomore experience at Comic-Con, but as I was telling everybody, you never get used to a place like this. It's such a unique energy, and man, it's really cool to be here. Really cool to be here.
So yeah, Vincent, you had a lot of character development last season, and a lot happened.
I feel like there's always a lot happening with this character, a lot of changes. That's one of the fun things about playing him. He's a man who's really discovering who he is, rediscovering who he is at all moments, especially considering that you know, he was possessed for a while, had that pulled out of him, and he had to go through a great deal of trauma. Yeah, we're coming into a season where he's lost the shoulder that he was leaning on, the protective force in his life with Cammy. So that's trauma again, and how he deals with it, I think, is a little bit different. He's grown since season 2, and I think the loss of both Cammy and Davina given him inspiration to commit more fully to what his driving force in life is, and that's protecting the city. So we open up with a 5-year time jump, as I think everybody knows at this point, and Vincent's held true to his promise. He's brought all the supernatural communities together, and there's been a bit of a peace. Yeah, so I mean that was a long-winded answer to you know how he's changed, but I think all of that plays into the answer. He's constantly evolving, and that's one of the cool things about playing.
Are we going to see him finding new allies? Because he's kind of on his own when we left it off.
Say again?
Are we going to see him finding new allies since he was on his own when we left off?
Yeah, well, when we left off, he stated very clearly that he wasn't going to be on his own for long, because this is a man who was very much devoted to the witch community, and the only reason he would ever reach out and help anybody else was, you know, because of Cammy. But he said, "I'm going to bring together everybody. I'm going to bring together all the supernatural community," and he holds true to that. He brings together all of these communities. So he has allies in all the different factions, all the different camps, and that's going to be tested pretty early on. You're going to see some threats come into town, and how he reacts to that, I think, is going to be interesting for our audience to see.
Is for you as an actor, seeing that change, seeing that evolution, how's that been playing that?
I mean, it's been a blast. I mean, that's what humans do, man. Humans are constantly changing, and or at least the humans that I find interesting. And I like being able to play someone who is still, you know, trying to find, what is it, his true north? Is that the expression? And I feel like he's hit upon it, and he's still just trying to just stay in that direction. But how he goes about it is still something that's changing, and it's fun to play. I know these are long-winded answers. These questions are sort of similar to that, and I'm just sort of like, ugh.
How is his interactions with Marcel going to be? Is he going to be able to keep him in check? Because Marcel's gone a bit wild.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Marcel. I mean, and Vincent points this out to him. Like, you might be just as bad as Klaus Michelson, but he doesn't trust Marcel at all, but he recognizes that they both have the city as the thing that's most important to him. Klaus Michelson, the only thing he cares about, and sometimes, you know, he has a weird way of showing it, the only thing he cares about is his family. He'll do anything to protect his family. The only thing Vincent cares about is protecting everybody in New Orleans. And I think he recognizes that Marcel has a similar desire, protecting the city.
So allies?
Yeah, it's a strained alliance, but they're certainly on the same side of things. Yeah.
What was your favorite aspect of season 3 for your character?
Favorite aspect, favorite moment. You said something like this. There are a few that stand out. I love some of the things that I got to play with Cammy. I was telling people the scene where Cammy dies. We had a wonderful director, and I hate that her name is escaping me right now. But she was very patient on set. My Mike was there on set too, and he was great. And it was just fun to sort of work in something that was a little bit outside of my comfort zone as an actor, and that's one of the things you hope for as an actor.
That was an amazing episode.
Yeah, everybody had some really great stuff going on in that episode, right? I talked to people, and a lot of people say that that's one of their favorite episodes of the series, not just of the season.
Do you have one more. Do you have a message for the fans as they get ready to watch this new season?
Yeah, first of all, where should I look? Because I want to make sure that I'm going to look at all three of these cameras, because I just want to make sure that I'm clear and that every single one of us on the show, writers, actors, crew, we recognize that you guys are the reason that we can keep doing it, and we're so happy that you, even though we might make decisions that you don't like sometimes, we're so happy that you watch the show. So just hang in there with us, and from what I've read so far, this is going to be a really exciting season, and the way it's been described to me, this big bad is going to be like nothing else we've seen in the course of this series. So first of all, thank you. Second of all, keep watching. And number three, if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, you just happened upon this YouTube link. Where's this going on YouTube? You just happened upon this YouTube link. You don't know me from Adam, Eve, Steve, or anybody else. I'm going to say this to you. You don't have to have too much of a knowledge about the Vampire Diaries or the Originals seasons before this. This is going to be almost like a standalone season, so you can come in and just experience something brand new. So thank you, and newbies welcome.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys so much.